I have Zach on here today.
What's up? I'm Zach. I work at Jack Pine Brewing, the taproom manager there. I know Sean from the internet.
The 27th of February is National
indeed.
Pokemon Day. Do you know what that means?
That means that Pokemon's going to be 27 years old on Monday.
What are you drinking today? I know you're a little under the weather, and
yeah, I'm under the weather, so I got some Duca water from Cloudzire Brewing. Really like this hop water. I think it's the best hop water in the state for sure.
So, is that from Minnesota?
Yeah, so Cloudcow's up in Grand Rapids.
Okay. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of
the beat of their own drum. They don't care what anyone else is doing. They do what they want to do, and they do it well.
What's it called? The Austin Powers dude on the front.
Oh, it is Dr. Evil.
Yeah. I'm like,
what's he say? Don't look at me like I'm freaking Frankenstein. And then he's got he's got a hopper on his head. So
I have King of the Thing. I tried to find a Pokemon can that had a beer can that had almost like a could be a Pokemon type of vibe.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good idea. Yeah. Nice.
So
double IPA
double IPA from Drecker out in Fargo. So when did your Pokemon journey start? Like, when did you start loving Pokemon?
So I remember there was this new kid who moved in a couple houses down from me growing up, and my mom was like, he's in your grade, you should go say hi to him, knock on his door or whatever. So I just cold knocked on a door to say hi like you did in the 90s, I guess. And
how old were you at the time, roughly?
Oh, so I'm in first grade. This is 1997, I want to say.
Okay.
Maybe 98. So knocking on his door, and his mom's opens the door, it's like, hi, and I'm like, hi, I'm Zach, and so that Tom here,
can he play?
Can Tom play? And I didn't know this guy. And so she's like, yeah, he's downstairs. And I walked downstairs, and I remember hearing actually Mario music. He's playing the NES, and I was like, oh, I know what's up with that. I don't know how to play the NES. This is gonna be awesome. And then so we played Mario in the afternoon, and then at 4 o'clock or 4:30, whenever Pokemon would come on, we got off the Nintendo and we watched Pokemon together.
I enjoy Pokemon largely now because my kid, who's in first grade, ironically enough, as you just
said. Yep. Best age to fall in love with Pokemon.
Yep. It just loves Pokemon. And so I kind of reliving some of those things with him, with either the Pokemon game, the Pokemon card game, the Pokemon show. Obviously, he wants to close. I think he has the same stuffed animal as you in the back there. Yeah. So I'm kind of reliving some of those moments with him.
In my previous career, I worked with young people, and so whenever I would talk to parents who had kids who were interested in Pokemon, it was always, they just thought it was about they thought of the cards or even just Pikachu in general first, right? And it was just that's it. And it's oh no, this is such a cool complex universe that y'all don't understand, right?
Yeah. And they all say Pokemon. It's not Pokemon.
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 Did you see the Jamal Williams clip?
Yeah, I was gonna say
man.
It was so great.
Just want to go home and play Pokemon.
Go home and play Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You can't disrespect Pokemon like that. Pokemon.
Right.
You sound
I
like
got
old.
my nephew some Pokemon cards. They're kind of a big deal.
I don't know what cards you got on. They must have sucked because you calling them Pokemon. But it's fine. Never mind.
Pokemon cards were cool, but I liked them more as I was a hustler at a young age. I loved in fourth grade, fifth grade, we went and played poker a lot. So I loved getting the cards to get money.
Oh my gosh.
So I loved to battle, earn cards, and then go sell them at a young age. So that was the part I enjoyed more with Pokemon cards than actually playing Pokemon, was just getting them to go sell or getting the most valuable ones and saying I own it and you don't, type of thing.
And then I became too cool for Pokemon.
Yeah. It was kind of cool when it first really hit in the US, at least.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool when those games came out, when the show came out, and all that kind of came out pretty close to each other, I feel like. And then it became, like you said, not cool anymore. If you still liked Pokemon after a few years after that, you were seen as
Oh,
just again like the bad version of the nerd, right? Like we were talking about nerd.
yeah.
Like you're
Yeah,
seen as
yeah.
you're seen as like that now. And now
I just like, don't even remember people like liking it after like third grade. Like that's
No.
the weird. And like I'm sure I played it on the Game Boy still at home or whatever, but like I wasn't playing it or like bringing my cards to the playground, so it just wasn't like a cultural thing, I guess, at my school.
Or even not as nerdy, but like just seen as like babyish, or like you're too, like you just said, like you're too old for it now. And then it was like
Yeah.
Pokemon Go came out, and it's like everybody was back into it again. And I feel like it was like the resurgence of Pokemon, where
That's
it was cool.
Yeah. To bring it back into the mainstream, it definitely hit mainstream again because of it. And so a lot of people like you came back, or like maybe became aware of Pokemon in a positive light again for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah.
Like I suppose. Yeah, probably.
So you said it was my resurgence. Like, what was your resurgence? Because you said you took kind of a few years. What kind of brought you back to it?
So they remade Pokemon Red and Pokemon Fire Red.
Okay.
On the Game Boy Advance, and I was like, oh shoot. I want to go. Like, cause I've always been a gamer. I never stopped being a gamer in there. Right?
Yeah. Have you played them all?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I replayed them all during COVID.
Okay. Are they all strictly on like the Game Boy and stuff, or can you play them on Switch and?
You can torrent or like get them legally, like, but
I
wouldn't recommend that.
Cut that.
We do not support that on this stream. On this YouTube channel.
You have the Pikachu in the back. Do you have how many like stuffed animals or other things do you have?
I own one plushie. This is the only Pokemon plushie that we own. And so spoiler alert, I don't know. This isn't anywhere on the internet publicly yet, but there's only a handful of people who will watch this. I mean, not a handful, but like, right? You're not like 2 million viewers.
Hey,
the whole brain area isn't gonna see this. So.
Right. Just cutting it down. I appreciate it. No, you're right. You're right, though.
What you're onto here is freaking dope. So like, this is good. This is why I'm helping. and like, want to be a part of this. We bought our first Pokemon plushie the other week at Target. It is a big old Pikachu. And there was a Charmander, a Squirtle, and a Bulbasaur on the shelf next to the Pikachu. But we had to pick a starter for our future child, or Pokemon. It's not like we're picking the starter for the child. We just needed a neutral starter for the child.
So you picked Pikachu for your new child.
For our future child, yeah. And so they will be able to pick their own starter Pokemon, and I will not force them to be a Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle, or maybe they're an Oshawott person. I don't know.
If you're a Pokemon type, what would you be and why?
I'm Psychic type. I don't know. I've always just like the weirdness of Psychic types.
I'm between two, but I think I'm going to go probably Electric. It's thinning now, but I was always spiky hair growing up and stuff, and always have crazy spiky hair. And I always loved the Pokemon with the spiky hairs and the spikes all over from the electricity typically, and so I'd probably go that route.
I like it. Who's your favorite gym leader? As a question, and so your answer it seems pretty straightforward here.
Wasn't Surge the big one that was electric?
Yeah, he was electric with spiky hair. That's why I thought.
That's what I thought. But I hated him. He was such a mean gym owner, right?
He was. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I actually to flip this. I liked the one that had
Sabrina?
like the creepy doll, and like
dude.
That was such a cool episode. And like I always loved, like, my favorite books growing up were Goosebumps, and so I always loved like creepy and weird, like you said, growing up, and that kind of went into that a little bit, where it was like, oh, like this is a kind of a scary episode, and like, what's gonna happen?
Those were weird, creepy episodes that like to air on American children's TV was like pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I'm Sabrina. 100%.
Okay, just because of the psychic part.
Yeah, I always like said, she's hot when I was a kid too. Who is the worst Pokemon?
The worst Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah. There's
Porygon, the duck looking one that's all like geometric. It's the stupidest Pokemon. It's just a dumb geometric duck, is what it is. So I think that's definitely up there for me. Or actually any of the like evolutions of like Caterpie and Weedle, and I know their purpose and I get what they're trying to do, but they're the most worthless Pokemon out there, like Metapod and
Kakuna.
those Pokemon are pointless and dumb. So just have them evolve, okay? If you want to like do a quick overlap of them turning into the Kakuna or
Oh, okay. So
Metapod,
you're talking the middle evolution. So not the whole line, but just the
no,
middle evolution.
just that middle evolution of
Metapod and Kakuna.
yeah,
Okay.
hey, cool. I'm a shell that sits there and does nothing. Didn't one of them though, like, didn't like Metapod or something like that, like shoot across the room? And I'm like, that doesn't happen. It's literally a cocoon just sitting there. It's not gonna
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Had some epic KO that like got it to evolve. I remember.
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
the
remember
dumbest.
exactly how it went down, but
Yeah.
Metapod, full power!
the worst Pokemon is also a bug Pokemon. It's Cricketot. It's this little cricket thing
Yep, I don't know
that
what that
like
is.
kind of has like this, I don't know, curly fin. It's just like my personal vendetta. Have you ever played a real game of the Pokemon trading card game battling?
Yes, actually. So I actually, as a kid, I think our version that we had was bogus. It was not even close to the real
Yeah.
rules. Like I think we were just playing and going like, yeah, this one's higher, yours is lower, you lost. Like there was like nothing to it. But now when my kid got all these Pokemon cards, I started to look up how do you play this and actually
Yeah.
like play it. So me and him play it, and actually it's kind of a fun. That's like I said, that's one of the ways that like I actually get to enjoy just time with him. Is I'll sometimes take me and him will go to like a coffee shop, even just go to the house, and then we'll just set up the Pokemon stacks and play.
Ask me that question.
Ask me that you seem really excited about this.
I am.
So Zach, have you actually played the card game?
I've never played like a real version of it.
Really?
Like all the way through. Yeah, like you're the expert on this one. Like that's why I wanted to tee you up for this.
Wow, I'm actually shocked on that. I thought you
yeah,
would be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, I've played in like some tournaments and stuff like
No,
that.
no. I've never done competitive, or I've never even built a deck or anything. I've had a friend like offer to teach me. We just like haven't gotten around to it yet.
Okay.
I'm just gonna self promote my Mystical Mewtwo Pokemon.
Yes, do that. Do that away.
Instagram right now.
Yeah.
So I have a beer account, Zacharoo.brew. And then I have a Pokemon account, which is called Mystical Mewtwo, where I post pictures of cards and all sorts of shenanigans. And but then like there's this weird intersection that exists. There's about 20 of us in the world that like to post pictures of Pokemon and beer together on the same post. So a lot of cool people. If you follow my page, you can easily find some of those other guys too.
And
If you like beer, if you're here for the beer and you want to see some nerdy stuff too, yeah, a lot of good humans, and just kind of like the same relationship that like Sean and I have with, I don't know, 20 other people across the United States. Really, we do beer and Pokemon card exchanges. Like how like you do a beer trade with somebody across the country. And
I was gonna say, so you send them?
Yeah, so we send beer and Pokemon cards.
That's awesome.
In a package, and then it's usually packs, and then maybe just like a random card or two. And then
That's awesome.
whatever 4 to 8 beers like you normally would, and then you get all that when you get it back and you trade them and open them. So
that's actually in a way that'd probably even be more exciting than a beer trade, just a straight beer trade.
Yeah, it's
like,
really fun.
Do you know what you're getting?
It adds up a lot faster.
Yeah. Do you know what you're getting though? Like, do you trade being like, hey, I want that card. Can you give me this for this? Or
there is like that trading, like you do specifically card trading for that kind of stuff, but it's like throw in $20 worth of packs. And then you just go buy $20 worth of packs and throw them in the box, and then
like you said, it probably does add up a lot more. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I've seen some crazy trades too, but yeah.
That's true too. Yeah, but, like, you do that on top of the beer, and you're like,
yeah. Then it gets really insane. No, that's
just
cool.
kind of fun that like I don't know. To tie it back to what this channel is about, is really about bringing people together through beer or in cocktails and food and whatever. Like that's what's happening. Like there is this little niche community in the world that really enjoys all of that. So
no, that's super cool. You're exactly right though. That is the reason why I wanted you on, is because I know you have that side piece with obviously I know you from Zacharoo Brew, MN, but yeah, also I know you have that other channel with Pokemon and beer and stuff. So yeah, let's dive into the draft. So like I said, rules for the draft. We're naming our top 5 Pokemon. Can't name the same Pokemon, and kind of give a little bit why, right? If you don't just name the Pokemon, move on. Tell me a little bit of why that is. You're the guest. You start.
Alrighty. So my handle is Mystical Mewtwo on my Pokemon account.
I thought you said that already.
Yeah, I know, but they're four my favorite Pokemon.
Oh,
My number one pick.
I thought you were like, yo, dude, I didn't get to plug this. Like, let me,
No.
let me, let me insert my action. I'm like, I didn't miss that, I swear.
No, you nailed it. You nailed it. Yeah. So
Okay.
therefore, my first overall draft pick must be mystical Mewtwo himself coming at it. I love Mewtwo. Mewtwo's like this
How do you
this
not?
weird ominous villain who has like a good redemption arc and in the first movie, and I've always loved that. Some really cool cards, and just has been like this just an icon of Pokemon, kind of in the darker psychic world too, that makes it really fun. So
I had a
yeah.
feeling you were going there as your number one. I mean, it
I,
made
ha- I
it
had to
made sense
take
with
it,
the
and I was really
psychic
glad you set
question.
me up for the first. I was like, I know you're not going to take it to be a jerk, but I was just like, what if Sean takes Mewtwo? I'm going to be crushed.
I was between either that, knowing that you might take it to be a jerk, or the other one that I figure is kind of a layup that I feel like so many people got a name, so I'm going to take as my number one is Charizard.
Absolutely.
Charizard is, I think, what I mean. When you talk about when you first started, that was the coveted card that everybody wanted, everybody would chase after. It's a dragon that breathes fire. I mean, what's not to love about Charizard? His character still holds, even though he was first gen. What's your number two?
My number two is Magikarp. What's up?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I almost named him as one of the worst.
I love Magikarp so much.
How?
Oh man, so particularly shiny Magikarp. I absolutely love shiny Magikarp. I have a first edition shiny Magikarp card from my childhood that's like in pretty darn good shape that I'm gonna get graded.
We're gonna go Zapdos.
Yeah,
So,
what's up, Zapdos? Solid choice. Oh, there you go, Electric Spiky.
I like chased that card for a while because I thought it was such a cool looking. They had like a black backdrop that was like shiny and stuff, and it just looked sweet.
All right, number three. I'm going Tyranitar.
Had him on my list, and I deleted him from my list. I went back and forth on that one. So,
I love Tyranitar. Such a good, bulky, nostalgic Pokemon. Probably my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. Just strong and fierce, and isn't built like, so there's like this dragon roll that fits in all the generations, like Dragonite and then Tyranitar. But Tyranitar's not dragon type, he's just rock type.
He just looks sweet. Like he just looks like something out of like Jurassic Park Lost World or something like that.
Oh, it's absolutely. Yeah, like kind of Godzilla-y and
yeah. This is one that I loved from the early days, and I just kind of stuck with. When I said my favorite type of Pokemon, I said electric, but this is my second favorite type. I was kind of between. Is fire. Ninetales.
Ooh, solid.
So,
good pick.
Like, just kind of just seems like a very just cool. Like, I want to own Ninetales. I just want like if it was
that's
like
a good way to say it. Yeah, like we could actually hang out and be buds. Like like Charizard, like that's not an option.
No, no.
But
I want him. I want him on my team so he can battle, but I don't want to hang out with him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Ninetales.
Yeah,
come hang out in my house and lounge around, and it'll be chill.
Yep, exactly.
I remember like fantasizing as a kid, like, what if Pokemon were real?
So my kid, when they asked him what is your number one wish, and he said for Pokemon to be real.
Oh my gosh, you got to go this way. But you're right. All right, it's a draft. Okay, I'll pump the brakes on that one. I'm gonna pump the brakes on that one because you're not gonna pick that one. I know that for sure.
All right.
Dang, I think I gotta go with Lugia. Lugia is the big bird from Generation 2 on the cover of Silver version.
Okay. Yep. My kid's other obsession is pandas. So so I'm gonna go Pangoro.
Yep.
Just for that reason. He's more fierce, obviously, than his regular panda, but he's just a cool looking Pokemon. And again, big reason why I follow Pokemon now is because of my son, and that's his other thing is pandas. So I'm gonna go that one.
I get one more. Here we go. So there's this Pokemon called Cloudzire. in.
Yeah, I would have never drafted. I have no idea who that is.
So I can let him be my number 5. So I love derpy Pokemon, right? So I'll rip on the dumb bug earlier, but I love derpy Pokemon. So Cloudzire, remember Wooper? Do you remember Wooper?
Yes. Yep. Wooper's
Okay.
cool. Yep. Okay.
So Wooper's new evolved form is called Cloudzire. It's a ground poison Pokemon, and it's got like these little spiky things that like shoot up out of its head. It's not even spiky though; it's more like tentacle-y that shoot up out of his head. But it's just got like this big old grin on his face, and it just like flops around, and like even like turns around and like flops back to you after he attacks, and it's just adorable. And it's competitive too, so it's pretty fun that like you can use it and do something with it, and it's really derpy. So I love
Nice.
him, and that is probably my favorite Pokemon. Well, it would have to be my favorite Pokemon from this generation. So
We're gonna go Umbreon.
nice.
I like the all black and just looks sweet.
Umbreon is sweet. There's a huge fan base of Umbreon out there in the world.
Yeah. Queen, I figured you might name one of them, so I had Jolteon and Umbreon written down just in case you
Oh.
picked one of them.
Yep.
Because again, love the electric Pokemon, and that was one of the first ones I loved. I know you said it a few times, but where can people find you to follow either more Pokemon content or just more about Zach?
Zachary.brew.mn on Instagram and Mystical Mewtwo, all one word, on Instagram. Thanks for having me on the show today, Sean. Like, this is sweet. It was really fun to be a nerd and I don't know, be the expert nerd sometimes. It's fun to like share and like help people remember what they love from their childhood, and then like sharing the little dad things that we got going on is pretty cool. So
yeah, congratulations again. So, like you said, now you get to pass some of those things down and share the nerdum down. It's definitely lets you enjoy those nerdy things more. It's the same thing as like I'm not a Disney World fan, right? But when I go to Disney World with my kid, it's a different experience. It's just you're seeing it through their eyes and they enjoy it, and it's a lot more fun. So it's the same idea with that.
Absolutely.
Thanks for following along, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out Zach's pages and see what's coming up next. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.